Okay, so I'm going to do Command Shift 1 to create a new project. So create a new, I like this window. So create a new Xcode project. And I'm going to call this adding game. Maybe I should call it math game. And I do not want to check use core data. We can check this or uncheck this. Checking this gives us quite a lot of boilerplate and it's a little bit messy. So we're going to uncheck this. Next, let's click next. Let's click create. And as usual, make sure you're on iPhone 13 mini or some other phone with a small screen. Let's expand this and clean things up. Okay, so this looks great. So we have the preview working, everything's working nicely. And next, what I'd like to do is to create a tab view. So let's do the following. I'm actually going to erase most of this. Maybe I'll just copy the hello world part. Let's create a tab view and text. Let's just have addition game view and tab item. So I want to have an image, system name, game controller. It's very important not to mistype this. If I have a typo, nothing will display. And text, game. Okay, so it's very important not to mistype this. For instance, if I do a capital G over here, the image disappears. If instead of 2 L's, I use, I don't know, 3 L's or 1 L, the image disappears. So we have to get the name just right. And next, let's add some more text. Let's add another view. So I'm going to call this high score view. I'm going to typo, create another tab item. And let's actually duplicate this because it's just not so fun typing. Of course, I'm going to want something else over here. So instead of game controller, I'm going to use list.number. Now, of course, I found this on SF Symbols. Right, we can either download SF Symbols or you can even find it here. It's just not always the most updated version in the library. So, right, I could do game, for instance. Here, game controller fill, maybe. That might be nice. Right, we could compare the two. We could look for list. This looks actually also kind of nice. Maybe that would be suitable for high scores. Okay, anyways, I went with list.number and high scores. And let's rename the content view. Let's call it main view. And this tends to cause some difficulty sometimes. The preview seems to get upset after I rename this, so Xcode is not perfect. So I'm going to do Option Command Enter, Option Command Enter. And we have kind of like the general structure of our app. Of course, not much is really happening here. Now we could create some folder structure, and we do have time to do that. So I'm going to click at the top left of the screen. And let's create a new group. And I'm going to call this view. And then create another group, which I'm going to call view models. And then create another group, which I'm going to call models or models, whatever. And I might need another group at some point. I think I'll have some extensions. And let's create yet another group, I'm going to call this constants. And within the view, within the view folder, let's create a group called addition game view. And within the view again, I'm going to create yet another group, and I'm going to call this high score view. Okay, that's enough folder structure for now. So I think this is a good time to take a break, but this is already kind of presenting the general structure of the app. So have an amazing day and see you next time.